Hi, this is my final walkthrough of my Quake level Carnival Chaos. So here we have the starting area. This is sort of the shot that the player is starting with. I really wanted to frame the scene that you're starting out with so that there's sort of this dramatic tension, and then also that like right away you are seeing Pandemonium Shadow Show, kind of setting the scene, setting the theme. The theme of this level is sort of a dark carnival, and then right off the bat you are met with this locked door that you need to shoot this in order to open. And I chose this texture because I kind of felt like it fit with the theme while also still being big and red and having that circle target, you know. I really thought that that kind of helped. And then starting off in here, this is the sort of first area that has actual combat. There's a dog that comes around the corner, but it gives the player enough time to react for that first interaction. And then we're able to see this, not quite able to get to it yet, kind of something that you can see later. And also I've added these textures sort of around that aren't really, that are just extra little architecture brushes. They're slightly off the wall, but they're kind of just helping set that scene and that tone and really reinforcing the theme. Because one challenge I faced during this was that it's hard to create these kind of organic shapes that really fit more of like a carnival, like pipe and drape kind of. In Trench Broom, you get a lot more rectangular, and so I really felt like using the textures was an advantage in trying to convey what was going on. So the player comes in and steps on here immediately. And that closes behind them, and they get the nail gun. Most players tend to go for the nail gun, but there is come up, and he is here. So you can come around here and do that anyways. He's kind of positioned so that he's the ticket booth attendee. And then this button is a push button, so I've made sure to make similar but distinct button choices. So the push button has a different texture from the shoot button. Push that, opens and then we're going to go up on this platform, and it triggers this sort of ambush area. And then trying to use sort of the gameplay with the theme, test your strength, poncho meter. It's a push button. And then I've also got a little bit of brushes around here that are just trying to like set the scene. Of these as like those little throw carnival games. So then when we turn this corner, it starts to increase in difficulty. He is a heavier enemy than the last room faced. So as you turn this corner, start to hit that, and then there's also this hallway here as like a moment of rest, kind of like relieve a little bit of tension. And then I kind of did that while shooting him, and most players do, which is why I've placed that there. But this triggers the door that was right here and reveals this heavier enemy behind the player. And then I've also kind of included this sign as a coming soon, the most terrifying ride ever created. Now that the things drop down, just help convey more that what is going on here. So we've gotten to the top of the roller coaster. You must be at least this tall to ride. Go around here. He is here. So we have going on here is this platform right here is a train. As soon as I step onto it, it will start moving, and a door will come down from up here. However, there's a couple of different ways to game this. So you can see the enemies right here, and you can sort of sneak up on them. You can also shoot straight ahead, trigger that combat early, and it's a little bit easier than trying to do it while you're moving. But the idea here is basically trying to get this sort of like in-motion combat and create that challenge for the player. So then once it gets to the bottom, you can step off, and you have, this is the one we shot earlier, and then you have this one. And that opens up this. I am at full health, but there's a health back here. So during playtesting, one issue that I was running into a lot was players had found that there wasn't enough health and too much ammo. So that was just like a minor iteration in here, was changing this from ammo to a health pack. And that was just one of the things that I learned through iterative playtesting, or iterations based off playtesting, that I found very helpful. So this guy, he has been revealed, so this door comes down so that when you're in this area the first time, you don't really see him. But this is also right back where we started, so just trying to loop back around, also trying to use the space as much as possible and sort of like have this sort of verticality to the level, just to make it a little bit more interesting. And so we've looped back around, and now we go through. And so I did that really fast, but when we come through here, we're met with a knight, and right here is a nail gun. So I've made this area as sort of like, once you kill him, it's sort of more like a rest area. There is the gun, and then there's the health pack, and you have a moment to breathe before the final fight. And the final fight is once you push this button, it's revealed. And this was actually something that was added in later, but I wanted to sort of reuse the space and sort of encourage more looping back around for the player without it feeling like backtracking. So just adding in a way to get back here without having to like ever really cross over this area again, but still sort of revealing more secrets about this area. And so once we go through here, this will end the game. And yeah, this has been Carnival Chaos. Thank you.